Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Part 7 of Final Fantasy XV's Lucis Vaults. We are here in Crestholm Channels, and we have to go to the Vault of Crestholm. Just simply walk down this ladder. Unfortunately, I haven't shown this off when I actually did the Crestholm Channels. That was my mistake. I had to show that off because that was one of the few vaults that I didn't show off. The other was Dowell, I can't pronounce it to save my life, and I showed that off back in part 5, I do believe. This vault, however, is actually unique and differentiates itself from the other vaults.
Game if you are.
And why is this unique? Real simple. As soon as you get in, the one thing that you'll notice is no demons. So there would be rarely a chance for you to have to use any holy magic or Prompto Star Shell. That means Prompto Star Shell is practically useless in this vault, and I think I've mentioned that back in part 6 if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, it's open.
So with that said, let's open up this vault, and trust me, the title is definitely appropriate, because the first enemy we face as soon as we get in are Coral Devil. And get used to seeing these guys, but see all those locations I just have? You might want to pause your screen for that. All of those locations is primarily Coral Devil. And by the way, these are hunts. You've already hunted these things, so you should know how they are. They are Gamma Strands, because Square Enix is lazy. So let's get on with the next one. I mean, before you say anything about me insulting them, let me be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. They practically do this with every secret dungeon in every game of Final Fantasy. Speaking of enemies that were in the secret dungeon, i.e. Hideous, Killer Wasp. You've seen these before. They were in Greyshire in the last part, if I'm not mistaken. Or was it Darrell Pit? No, it was Greyshire. Never mind, I was right. And you only see these guys twice, so be thankful for that. Now we can move on to the next enemy, or should I say next area. But there are areas that split apart, and one of those areas actually is important to take, and I think it is the middle path that you need to take in order for you to get a very powerful accessory. I wouldn't say powerful accessory, more like an accessory that could help you out in the long run. And you'll probably pass over if you end up going the right path instead of the middle path. Let's see. The accessory in question is the Anklet of the Gods. And actually it doesn't help your HP, it actually helps your defense. I'm thinking of something else. That was my mistake. That was my bad. But the Anklet of the Gods is something that can really help you out. Or more along the lines of help Noctis out, because his defense is low as hell. So what I'm going to do is give Anklet of the Gods to Noctis because of his low vitality. And it'll raise it up some. Alright, next up we run into this. Okay, let me try this again. I can't pronounce that to save my life. But it's the more powerful snake that was also a hunt. And this one's how should I put this? He has the tendency to spit poison upward and rain down on everybody. And will poison everyone at once. I think this one's the more dangerous of the bunch. And I think we've already fought this one, as a matter of fact. It was in Stalif, if I'm not mistaken, where we fought him in the first... No, not Stalif, I meant Vesperpool, where we fought this thing in the first place. Now that I think about it. There's two versions... No, there's two fights of this. So bear that in mind. Gravis Spear is going to be your friend, since Piercer's not going to work. Oh wait, Piercer will work. It's Star Shell that's not going to work. So with that said, that takes care of Hivitramer. There we go. That's the name of the monster. And we found ourselves a haven. There's a haven in 10F and 20F. This haven has a mystic circlet. And that's a guaranteed mystic circlet. Compared to every other... I think compared to another place where you have to find a mystic circlet. I mean, that's the other thing I forgot to mention about the Anklet of the Gods. This particular vault, where you have three accessories that'll help you, or should I say 4. The Anklet of the Gods, the Legatus Bengal, which we'll be getting later, the Mystic Circlet. No, the Mystic Circlet's guaranteed, but there's another Mystic Circlet that isn't guaranteed, and also the Mighty Guard are all under a 50% chance of getting certain items. I mean, it's basically RNG. This dungeon is by far the most notorious. I mean, this vault's the most notorious for having their items under RNG. And that, unfortunately, I cannot deal with.
Stylish as always.
Oh, and by the way, I found Gintiana, so yeah, bear that in mind. I just got lucky. I managed to find all of the items that I could, because RNGesus is pretty much this vault's friend. And luck was just on my side, because I've already found one of the things that we need. And I do get the Legatus Bangle. And I do get the Mighty Guard later on, and that was by luck. Both of those. And by the way, lucky me, I don't have to go above and beyond the Call of Duty to try to list every single monster, because Sea Devil takes up 3/4 of the fights all the way to the 20th floor. Yeah, I'm not kidding. If you stop and pause about a few seconds back, you'll see all the locations. Sea Devil is located in a majority of these places. So bear that in mind. And Sea Devil was also a hunt too, let's not forget that. And it's also the stronger version of Coral Devil. Now then, next up is Gaia Toad. Yeah, get used to seeing this, because there's another... I think there's 2 rooms with Gaia Toads. Difference is, this Gaia Toad... There's only one Gaia Toad. And if you've already faced Gaia Toad in a hunt, this should be no problem, except for the fact that it's level 91. Now, it is recommended you come in between level 92 and 100. You can still take this down if you got most of the weapons from the dungeons earlier. This should be the second to last dungeon you face. But Gaia Toad is, how should I put it, rather easy once you avoid him. And watch out for the rolling. And speaking of rolling, oh boy, here's somebody that is actually familiar. Remember him? He's one of Randolph's legends, Belarus, aka Moose! Whatever the case, folks, just keep striking Belarus. Belarus is weak to daggers. But be careful of the earthquake, and more importantly, be careful when he's vulnerable, because even when he falls, he still creates a shockwave that does damage. I think I've covered Belarus in my actual initial playthrough, where we actually faced this guy, even though I did use the Magitech Exosuit. And there's a reason why I have the Magitech Exosuit on. Belarus hurts. And unlike when you face him as one of Randall's hunts, there's no room to run. Let's put it to you like that. And you'll be taking items facing this thing if you fight him without the Magitech Exosuit. So now we're in Vault 20. I mean, Haven 20, sorry. Haven 20 has, the Haven on 20F has the Mighty Guard. I forgot to mention, the Mighty Guard is a 50% drop. Oh, and by the way, the Mighty Guard definitely will help out against every one of those monsters in Castlemark. Bear that in mind. Now we get to Havoc Fang. I'm pretty sure you all seen part 1. You've seen what these guys can do. They're only here in like 4 floors of this dungeon, so they're not that much of a problem. At level 71, they still poison you though, so bear that... Oh, and confuse you too, so bear that in mind. Now then, we come a little bit closer and... Oh, God have mercy. 1 freaking dungeon. Can we have 1 dungeon without these things? Ah! I hate Mobodoon! Oh, by the way, that dramatic pause that Mobodoon does, Mobodoon would normally unleash a bite attack or a or actually his bad breath. And by the way, he drops a blue diamond bracelet. No, actually there's a blue diamond bracelet in the vicinity, so you might want to pick that up. I forgot to mark that down. I will after I'm done recording this. Next up, more Gaia Toads. Yay! There's 2 of them now. And if you thought Belarus had absolutely no room to run, these guys, on the other hand, are a different story. So you will be ambushed by these guys. And they're level 91, so... Oh, and they definitely hit hard. So you might want to be careful whenever these guys try to attack you. One of them hit you with their tongue. It's doing a good bit of damage. And there's still the thing with the jumping too. Man, we definitely slit that toad. Oh, and this room is actually important why I showed it off. If we could actually get to the goddamn item. Move, fat ass. The Legatus Bengal is here. The Legatus Bengal has a 50% chance of showing up too. What does the Legatus Bengal do? This is the one that actually improves your MP. No, not MP, your HP. God, I almost said something misinformation-wise. But it's much better than the Centaurian Bengal, so I'm going to give that to Ignis. And if you haven't noticed, I mixed around all of my items for all of my characters because they've now got access to stronger items. They're going to need it for Manxum. Manxum is... How should I put this? A recolor of Jabberwocky that is highly resistant to great swords and broadswords. Daggers, on the other hand, and polearms, he is weak too. He's also weak to thunder. Or was it lightning? No, that was a fire. I wouldn't use elementals if I... No, wait, no, never mind. I remember now. He was weak to thunder. But what I am using is my daggers and also the Golden Tail Soup, thankfully, to pretty much chop down his health. And now Ignis is going to bring the thunder and put an end to Manxum. The thing about Manxum, it actually petrifies you when it stomps. And you wonder why I'm wearing the Magitech exosuit. Because I don't want to be petrified. It hurts when it stomps a petrified player. And on that note, looks like we've won this. And our reward is a Gigaspangle. So, yeah.
We're alive. Let's celebrate by eating something
As you can clearly see, oh, and sorry about that, that was my phone in the background. As you can clearly see, yes, this is a Jabberwocky clone. And it's not really that tough once you actually keep the pressure on it and watch out for being stomped. I'm going to go on ahead and take off all these Magitech exosuits once I get out of here. I'm going to save it, or at least save the Magitech exosuit and let it recharge so that when I go into Staylith, I have it available for the lower floors. Because let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen, despite Staelif being a level 86 dungeon, it is no joke. It will be arguably one of the hardest dungeons to face. Well, it's not really one of the hardest dungeons. It'll practically make you use up all of your accessories trying to get through it. Let's just put it to you like that. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, stand tall and stand proud. We've managed to clear what is akin to being a 35-minute dungeon in a matter of half the time. Yeah. Yes, I cut things short, but that's because I cut out the monotony. That's all there is to it. And that's trying to speed things up. And I hopefully could do the same in the next part, which is the finale of the Lucis Vaults. I'll see you guys next time at nighttime, in the game anyway, in Staelif in the finale. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.